My dear technician, you're welcome to my new video. Let me set the camera to the front side. My dear technician, you're welcome to my video. If you're joining me right now, you are welcome. So today I have a phone that is not booting. This phone is only showing charging lights. The phone is not booting. It's not showing anything on the screen apart from the charging light. So I'm going to fix the phone live here for you guys to see. So with that time state, let me start the video. So right here, this is the phone. So the phone is only showing charging lights. As you can see, it's only showing charging lights. So let me connect charger now for you guys to see. I'm going to use my DC power supply. Check this out. So I will set the voltage to 5 volts. You can see, and 2 amps. Then I just turn on now. So let me plug charger for you guys to see. So check this out. The phone is only showing charging lights. You can see it's only showing charging lights, but it's not working. Check this out. You can see it's not showing anything on the screen. It's only showing charging light. You can see. So nothing is showing on the screen. You can see nothing is showing on the screen. Please let me know where you're watching me from. It's important. Let me know where you're watching me from, please. So check this out. So my dear technician, for you to fix this issue is very simple. First of all, I'm going to test the VBAT to see if voltage is flowing in or not. Okay? It's important. So let me do that now. Let me unplug. Then check this out. So this is multimeter. Let me turn on the multimeter and set it to, you can see it's in continuity mode. Okay, so set your own to continuity mode and check this out. You can see now the next thing is for me to do here and then test. Yeah, Momsy, good morning. Yeah, same to you. Yeah, no. So the next thing is for me to test here. Check this out. Voltage is flowing in, and this side is negative. This side is positive. You can see voltage is flowing in, but the phone is not booting. So let me use my DC power supply to check if the power IC and other IC is still working. So let me do that right now. So let me unclip the screen. Check this out. And the next thing is for me to remove the PCB. So this is the PCB. Let me drop this one. Now let me keep this one aside. And now this is the PCB. So we have to look for physical damage. Okay, so that's the first thing. Look for physical damage. And checking here, there's no physical damage. You can see there's no physical damage. Please let me know where you're watching me from. Please, it's important. So there's no physical damage here. You can see we don't have any physical damage. So let me use my DC power supply to check if there is any IC here that's not working. So let me turn on. So I just turn on my soldering iron now so that I'll be able to connect the VBAT to my DC power supply and then connect the ground and see if the phone is going to turn on or not. If you have any question you want to ask me, you are free, okay? If you have any question you want to ask me, you are free, okay? Check this out. My dear technician, so this is my DC power supply. Let me show you. So So this is my DC power supply. Let me keep it here so that you guys will see. So this is my DC power supply. So I'm going to set this to 4 volts. You can see 4.2, and then let me turn on. Okay, now this is the phone panel. You can see this is the phone panel, and this one right here is a negative, so this one goes straight to the negative right here. You can see, just connect this one right now to the negative, and now this one right here is the positive, but I won't be able to connect the positive here, so I will first of all connect wire here so that I'll be able to connect with the positive. Okay, so this is the positive. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you're hearing me right now. Yeah, please let me know if you're hearing me right now. I only found that okay. When they mean the phone, I am
the camera, the phone, or the camera, the battery.
Both the phone and the battery, so I'm not going to make this. I didn't see the battery, no, so then I will put that in the phone comes with the battery.
Okay, so what estimate should I have?
The battery now is 8.
Eh?
Is it in view? Let me see.
No, you don't in view.
Okay, you don't in view.
Let me check
the list.
Then off now.
No, don't worry.
Jesus. So we have a map on. My use data. And yeah, I can show 50. Before you know it, that battery is 1%. So maybe you're on because the Caricom battery, I changed it before this one. This one, forget change anymore now. About 1 man get I can change the battery, but no need to have a test here. This battery will run for a year.
Yeah, the
so don't go with the phone. Then find out current the main of it and then you buy it and give it to you. Look at the manage. Yeah, you should have to charge them.
Do you know what to charge?
Well, I'm going to receive okay, you can get that first time.
Charge that kind of thing. Charge that plus strong. Charge that means strong mechanical power.
So you can buy the battery without going with the phone.
Yeah.
When I have the money. Yeah. Because I want to buy
to the manga here. I will check.
You will check. But this video I'm not going to do now.
Yeah, I will go maybe tomorrow.
Okay, but you have to check no they have near idea of the amount. I've not bought it myself. So I wouldn't know. So and what I will try to sell, I will now lost more than that. I want to buy a phone and a higher capacity, but then this phone is cheap. Guys, any of this phone, even when you pay easy buy. Because there are a lot of things I want to use this phone in a minimal capacity. So, but I still need to take this phone because I'm here for so maybe I can do some other SIM on it and still have it as a phone. But I need a new phone with a higher capacity. Alright, find out and let me know.
Okay. So my data technician, oh, sorry. I was busy, sorry. So let's continue. So now, this is, okay, let's continue. Now you can see 4.2 volts. Now amps is 0. So let me, first of all, connect wire here. So this is positive right here, you can see. This is positive. So first of all, connect wire here. So let me do that now. So the next thing is to get a wire like this, and then make sure this lead here. Now we have lead here. Good, you are good to go. Okay, now this is the output. So this one right here goes to the negative, okay, to the positive, sorry. Where's my positive cable? I'm looking for positive. Okay, so this one right here goes to the positive. Okay, now, good. So the next thing is to connect the negative. If you're watching me right now, if you're coming in right now, this phone is only showing charging light, it's not on, it's not working, it's not booting, okay? The phone is only showing charging light, okay? It's not booting. So that's the problem of the phone. The phone is only showing charging light, but it's not working, booting. So let me connect the negative. Before then, let me turn off the output of the DC power supply so that I won't have any issue. Good. Now you can see negative and positive is connected. So the next thing is for me to turn on. Just turn on now. So now we have a voltage here. So let me use my DC power supply. Sorry, this is my multimeter. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. You can see. So now let me set it to voltage and see. I want to confirm if you have voltage here. Now you can see we have voltage here, 4.2. Let me keep it here so you will see. You can see 4.2. Now let me turn on the phone and see if it's going to turn on. So right here, let me test all of these pins so that I'll be able to detect which one is the power key. So you can see that this first pin here is the power key. You can see here we have 4.2. This second one, no voltage. This one right here, we have 4.2. For the technician, we have 4.2 in 2 pin. This first one and this other one also have 4.2 here. So this one is the power key, okay? But anyway, let's confirm using the casing of the phone. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This first one here is ground, okay? This first one here is ground. So this second one here is the power key. This one right here is the power key. You can see this one right here is the power key. So this one is the power key.
And battery more not on yen. Say on yen uncle Ayan, my yen million. Mate are working. Zero my presti. So maybe we'll be so more preparation. The man I'm not when I'm calling. A young man on yen, him and I do. So I will go. I will pick. When I'm monk one, now call ma. Young off you don't go. You go correct up and take out.
Casing is one.
Don't go.
Casing in the morning. I am the book of casing in the morning. I'm the book and I can do it.
Then I'm the phone for a while. Go through a while and took it to me 3 hours now. Yamakan, then bomb machine, Yamakan. My bomb. Even I'm there now.
Someone really 3 times.
Okay, young one day.
Someone don't go with me now, tell me maybe to say it. You don't go from. I'm going to go over there about it.
Okay.
Remember, I'm going to go about it. In someone.
That's it. Somebody shop now. I'm going to try. You're going to go.
For mommy, I do for Benny.
You are asking. Okay, I don't. Yeah, she isn't going to because we don't go about from the by anything. The name of phone about. It is on a phone. I guess this is Canada. They got one on the last time. Who hasn't done it?
Maybe you're more peaceful.
Don't know. Maybe I want to
Going on the balance.
no, yeah, I will not. More for going to be a big body.
Maybe not what I want to maybe only for me. Maybe we can't for man. Okay, I will know. You know, about the music song. So when I got yeah,
okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to take classes of the most going on 500. It's going to long money. Okay, I'm here.
So guys, sorry for that. I was busy. Sorry for that. So like I said, this is the panel now. Okay. Sorry, this is the casing now, and this is the power button. This is the volume down, volume up. Okay. Now this place here is ground. This place here is power key. Okay. Now if you check this panel, this PCB, this first one here is ground, this one is power button. Okay, so I'll connect this one with the ground and let's see what will happen. So let me connect now. Please check the DC power supply. Here we go. 1 2 ready, and 1 2 ready, and go. My technician, you can see that my DC power supply is showing 97, 0.098, you can see, and if I leave it, it's still standing. You can see, if I leave it, it's still standing 98. Okay, now my technician, this phone have a lot of issue. Okay, now this 97 actually means that there's an IC or capacitor that is shorting. Since I'm using positive and negative, there's no NTC. If there is NTC, this number that you're seeing here, it will be confusing because this phone might start up and there's no backlight displaying. So it is important for you to go deeply and check. Now this 98 actually means that this phone is working, like the power IC is working, but something somewhere is shorting. I don't know if you understand. If you don't understand, let me know. Let me explain again. Okay, this 99 now is 99. You can see now it's 99. This means that the power IC here is starting, is working. Okay, but this phone is not coming up in the screen. It's not displaying anything in the screen. So let me go deeply and check. Now I first of all touch the PCB. And when I touch this PCB, my data ignition, I'm feeling some warm. There are places that is warming up here, which means that this phone is working. Okay, this phone is working. This PCB is working. Now let me test. Let me test here and confirm the output voltage. Sorry, the input voltage. This is my multimeter. Let me set to voltage. Now this is negative, so I place this one here. Now I connect this one. Now you can see 4.1. My data ignition. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this panel to the casing and try turning on the phone to see if the phone will turn on. My data ignition. Let me disconnect this one now. Let me connect it here. Let me connect the screen. Now let me connect negative. This is negative. Remember, don't make mistake. Okay, now let me turn on the phone. My data ignition, check this out. So here we have 100, and right here you can see that the phone is not working. It's not turning on. You can see the phone is not turning on. It's not displaying anything on the screen. So now let me disconnect this one, and now let me disconnect the downboard. Very, very important. Let me disconnect the downboard. You can see I disconnect the downboard, and now let me try turning on the phone again to see. You can see. Let me try turning on the phone. My data ignition, you can see nothing comes up. Okay, now let me disconnect this one. Let me connect battery. If you have any question, feel free to let me know. I want you guys to learn a lot. That's why I'm taking my time to do this. Now let me connect the ground. Now this is with the battery. You can see this is with the battery. Now let me turn on the phone to see if it's going to turn on. My data ignition is not still turning on. You can see it's not working. So I've tried different ways to turn on this phone, but still not working. Now let me go deeply and check. So the first thing here I will do, I will remove this zinc. and also remove this heatsink, especially this one. So let me remove this heatsink and check. Yeah, I found mine, bro.
Mari arrange mo.
Yeah, Mari going on. I'm gonna go now.
What's the like I see?
Yeah, mom. But I see what. I'm going on now, I see what. So this one.
Mari happens ke.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Game lights and
Get on, get on. I'm gonna phone her. Okay, we'll go back and then. Come on, just go back. Come on, get back. Come on, just more. Friday, I'm gonna marry now. I want me. Those guys are pretty. Remember, I'm on the May Friday, May Thursday, Monday. I don't even know go about that day, but I'm going to be around.
Born again, man. As women can borrow the baby violation. We will look at the one in the
Yeah, mom. You go for any day, don't go.
That's what they will do. Me and go when they fix it. No, what do we come here? Iya cuma dia udah ekor di wajah perut di rumah. Jadi bila kita inside lu, agen kau mau self control dulu. Kita ada setan ini ke, yang mana agen kau dulu.
Memory, yes. Yes.
Jadi kau nak memory IC memang masih affecting.
Sure. Live game bang.
Benar?
Enam live game. Mereka ada ni white tu. Memory yang saya konsur, that EMC IC, ini orang di dalam, banyak orang.
Kalau mabuk suka, dia dorong maju video
Okay. At the middle.
Mencari baterai, kalau baterai, dan suka baterai, saya
Ujung sini yang pernah wow. Benar. So, what I'm doing, I know a lot of people don't really understand, okay? Like I said, if you're joining me right now, this phone is not booting, it's only showing charging light. Okay, so first of all, I start to troubleshoot to detect the problem. So after the troubleshoot, I detect that the power IC is still working, but the CPU is the problem, okay? Now, the CPU turns on, but there's something that is shorting, okay? So I want to be sure if it is from the capacitor or from any other IC here. So if you have any question concerning this, you can let me know. If you have any question, you can let me know, okay? And Vicky says, take your time and do not allow anyone to rush you. Okay, no problem. I'm taking my time. Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm taking time to do it, okay? Let me test and see. Now, this is the panel, okay? This is the casing. So let me try now and see if it's gonna turn on. Let me test battery voltage to show me the answer. Okay, I wasn't going to. So it's not working, it's not turning on. Now let me get this his thing removed to further check. Where's my thing? So now, finally we are here. Okay. Bueno, man, open. Open is in. Jumbo. Ndro, get food. Yeah. Food? Kasi na go food. So let me connect this to the DC power supply. First of all, I need the wire. The mountain, the amount of there is in doing.
Anh coi nhà nó phải ở quê không? Có mình nó quê không? Ở quê không? Bữa giá nó bị không? Nhớ rồi. Cô bố mà nhà nó còn gì không? Ở nhà nó còn không còn. Những cái phun đi rồi. Cô bố mà ai sẽ có quả cha mẹ thì chưa? Bố mẹ cần làm gì vậy? Nói phone tay gọi chứ? Nói phone tay còn nói phone tay còn. Yes, Papa. Mbok, again nói gì phone sen? Oh. Ma foi ma dipende ma gimbu breio. Che nyana mesi phone breio. Ma Sunday morning. Itu buku buat lagi.
Kita ibu. Dah, ini dah nak ke dia ni, ke sana ke tidur. Kalau rumah faham, rumah sih rumah faham.
Rumah yang baiknya rumah itu.
Baik dah, nasi rumah.
Jangan rumah awak.
Jay.
Dia pengen saya.
Ini memang. Baru kuno yo. Pasal dia rumah, yang nam tu mesti kan kuno yo. Kuno yo memang wow. Tu ero, gue gaya gue tin nam gue. Aku dah tema ni tu apa yang hari ni. Tema ni tu very to finally hari ni. CPU belum kena phone. Okay, fine. So guys, now there's voltage, so let me turn on the phone and see if it's going to turn on. Okay. So now you can see the voltage consumed. Something is wrong with the phone. Either the CPU is not working. My dear technician, sorry for the time wasted. I'm taking my time to check this out because it's a serious issue. So you can see I check if there's any IC that is heating up because this phone is consuming. You can see the phone is consuming. There is IC or capacitor that is shorting. The CPU is heating up. The CPU is heating up. The CPU is heating up seriously. Now let me test the output that goes to the screen and then the backlight to be sure. You can see 4.0. The phone is not booting. At the technician, the problem of this phone is from the CPU. The CPU is gone. The CPU is not working. It's heating up. Let me show you so that you believe. The CPU is heating up. Let me increase the voltage. Let me increase the DC power supply voltage 4.6 and then go. The CPU is not working. By the technician, the CPU is warming up. It's not working. Power IC is working here. CPU is not working. CPU on power IC is working. The CPU is not working. So I won't move it. So there's a very big problem now. CPU is not working. Other IC is still fine. My technician, so from the reading, let me quickly explain what this means so that you understand. Okay, let me quickly explain. Now this is the phone board. Now this is the PCB. Okay, now according to the person that brought this phone, he told me that this phone is only showing charging lights. Okay, and I tested here when I started this video, and you guys saw that this phone is only showing the charging light. It's not displaying anything. Okay, now I connect it to my DC power supply. You can see the voltage 4.2. Now it's on now. So let me turn on the phone. This is the power key. Let me keep it like this so that you see the DC power supply also. Now you can see if this phone is working, if this PCB now is working, you see this power now, you see these arms that is standing now, it's supposed to return back to 0. Okay, if this PCB, everything here is working, it's supposed to return back to 0. Okay, now this CPU is not working. The power IC of this phone, this PCB is working. The power IC trigger power to the CPU to start up the phone. But now the CPU is heating up, which means something is wrong inside the CPU. Okay, now you can see that the CPU is shorting power. Now check the power consumed. You can see 10 now, 109. The CPU is consuming power. So for us to solve this issue, I need to change this CPU. So I will check if I have this CPU here. But if I don't have it, that means I will keep the phone till when I have it, then I will continue the video. Okay, but now let me check if I have the CPU. I will change it now for you guys to see, and this phone will turn on immediately after I change the CPU. It's very simple, easy. Now nothing is shorting apart from the CPU. There's no other thing here that is shorting. No short. Capacitors here are working, and I will test each of them for you guys to see. There's no physical damage here. So when you encounter this kind of thing, when you get any phone, and you try all means, all ways, and it's not working, that's why I say it is important for you to know how to change IC, because after checking and you finally discover that it is from IC, could be eMMC, power IC, CPU, and you don't know how to fix it. Okay, you don't know how to reball. Okay, the only way is for you to return the phone to the owner. Now the problem I have now is the IC. Getting the IC is the problem. Changing the IC is not the problem. Okay, now you have seen this IC is working. This particular one is working. Nothing is wrong. Is working perfectly, and I will test each of these components for you guys to see whether it's working or not, especially the capacitors, because the capacitors is a main component here, that is a shorting component that can short at any time. Okay, because they are fatal component. Now let me turn to this side. Now here we have the eMMC IC. Nothing is wrong with the IC. You can see nothing is wrong. Now here we have the CPU. The CPU is warming up. The CPU is warming. There's heat here. You can see this thing melt. There's heat here. It's warming up. I don't have thermal camera now. I don't have thermal camera. I would have used it for you guys to see. I don't have it right now, so that is a problem. But through this space, you can see that something is wrong with the CPU. It's heating up. Okay, it's heating up. Then this side right here is the display light. This one is the charging IC. You can see this one here is the charging IC. Nothing is wrong with the charging IC. It's still working. It's still giving 4.2 volt. Now the charging IC, nothing is sorry, the light IC here, nothing is wrong with the light IC. It's still working. So the problem of this phone is from the CPU. The CPU is not working. So let me check if I'll have the CPU. If I don't have it, I'll need to place order for it. I think it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks for me to get the CPU. So it's a problem now because I don't have this particular IC. But anyway, let me check it now. Okay, I have a lot of phones here to repair. I have a lot of phones, so I'll be checking and fixing them one after the other. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay tuned. Watch most of my videos so that you can learn and fix any phone issues. Okay, so it's very simple. Let me check if I have the CPU, and I will change it and the phone will turn on. So there's one at the panel and okay, I tell you it's speeding. So this is one of my old panel. Okay, so let me check if it is the same IC that is there. Let me check. I hope you can see the number. Okay, fine. Let me check with this one. Oh, it's not even the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. This one is even bigger than this one, so it's not the same. You can see it's not the same. It's not the same. So it's a very big problem now. It's not the same. The CPU of this phone is gone. It's not working. CPU of this phone is gone. It's not working. So that's where we have a lot of issues now. CPU of this phone is gone, it's not working. So let me test each of the capacitor, like I said, to see. So I'm testing capacitors now. Just want to prove to you guys that it's not from the capacitor. So right here you can see that it's not even from the capacitor, so the problem is from the SPD IC. So that's where the problem is coming from. Yeah, Wednesday morning. Problem is from the SPD IC, you can see. So that's where the problem is coming from. Now, the only thing for me to try now, I'll try to blow the IC to see if it's going to work. If not working, I will keep the phone till I get the IC, okay? I have a lot of phones here. I have iPhones here that's not working. It's not sending power to the battery. It's charging IC issue. So, I think I'll continue with that one. But let me try. Let me hit the CPU and see if it's going to work.
Bisa tiba-tiba kamu.
Kalau baca kamu, apa? Kalau jangan.
Please let me know where you're watching me from. Please let me know where you're watching me from. Make our panel ready for phone. What do you call it?
That's like
Over there working one. Only one panel I'm my boy. CB, the high water good no. Yeah. I'm going to get this. I'm ready again. The only thing that I'm going to revolve, I don't want to see the time, but it's always making me happy because my one you're learning more and you're getting lost. But I'm so sleepy. But I'm going to spend time. Just that the guy and the stuff.
What is the
The guy and the stuff.
what is it?
Let me see here. Connect screen is it? Man, I'm trying to connect screen. This is me. I come. And then I'm short. Maybe 1 or 2 things. Alpha. Hey, man. Brush is it? Oh my God, I probably.
Sabe que llama
Cara, dia makan sosial. Ya mana? Iya.
You don't what's in a man.
Kini namde.
Ini nyampe jadi phone.
Okay.
S10 Plus. Samsung. Okay.
Okay, many the PC. Okay, the panel. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Seconda ini final robisi.
Devino. Final. I'm sorry, wait, look. Okay. Guys, you can see. So, I want to be sure. Someone says you're watching from Okana from Okwa and said, wow, that's good. Hey, give me Sunday. I love that. Please let me know where you're watching me from. Today I have a lot of phone to repair, so make sure you stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Just put data in your phone. I think 1 gig is okay. 1 gig is either 500, I think. Just put either 1 gig of data and then stay tuned. While you're repairing your own phone, you can watch so that you learn a lot, okay? There are so many things here that you learn today. About how we time and information from different places. The phone check is on the water, I don't get him go to the work. So I don't know. Many of you over them, you're very young. You can also Yes, power is in there. But phone will get man, I'm man, I'm going to phone die here. So you're able to the other one, the man going to be the other one going to go short. I pass the other short. Easily. And I get out and I see. Get out and I see. You know, the shots. You can put me guy. You can now be. Yeah, you can now brown side. Phone on my orbit 20 advances. Turn the me, I oh, what's it? What video? I'm this is nearly the food. Saturday, you might be how do you know about the job that you know somebody Saturday and when you work on Saturday, I have to come and work. So, guys, I saw something here, so let me check if it is the problem. I saw something here, I don't know what is this. Something so. What is it again? Embarque. Pandembat. But CPU. But I phone I can't clean phone. Man, I'm trying to. Positive, I'm going to about thing should be necessary. So I have the idea. Positive. Okay. If you have any question, you want to ask me a question, you're free. If you have any question, feel free to ask me again. Stephen says, hi. Okay. Stephen, how are you? Still shorting. technician, the CPU is not working, so let me drop this phone and go to the next phone. If you have any question, let me show my face so that you see me. My technician, if you're just joining me right now, okay, this is a ITEL phone, okay, this is ITEL phone. So the person who brought this phone to me is a technician also, is a technician. So he told me that this phone is only showing charging light, according to what the customer, the person who is the owner of this phone told him. So he brought the phone to me to check and fix the phone. So when I got the phone, I tested it to be sure if it is true. So when I tested it, I saw that it's only showing the charging lights here, but the phone is not booting. Okay. Most of my videos, I saw in the comment section people asking, Father Joe, is there any way to solve any phone that is showing charging light and it's not booting? Okay, so this is one of the problems. The phone is showing charging light, but it's not showing anything, it's not charging. So I first of all start to troubleshoot, okay, to check the fault, the reason why the phone is not booting. So first of all, I connect the V-bats and the ground to my DC power supply, and I inject 4.2 volt. So when I inject, I discover that nothing is shorting. But when you power on the phone, I discovered that something is shorting, okay? The power IC actually sends power to the CPU to start up the phone. But when the power gets to the CPU cannot start up the phone because something inside the CPU is shorting. By definition, something inside the CPU is shorting. And if I keep the panel, the PCB, for like 1 to 2 minutes, I discover that the CPU is warming. I mean, he's heating up. You get my point now. Now we have ICs here. We have this long one. We also have another IC here. Okay, this is responsible for data inside the phone. This is the CPU, as you can see. This is for power management. This is for powering. Okay, this is power IC. Okay, now this power IC, nothing is wrong. It's still giving out normal volt to start up the phone, but it's not starting. Okay, now I take my time to read all of these components, especially the capacitors and diode, to see if there's anyone shorting. My technician, I check all of them, none is shorting. But why is the phone not still turning on? I go further and check, and now open this heat zinc. You guys saw when I did everything. If you're just joining me right now, you can watch the video later. You can start from the beginning and watch the video later to really get my point. Okay, now I get this heat zinc removed to check if there's any physical damage or anything wrong with this section. Okay, this section consists of the backlights of the phone, the screen backlights, and here we have the charging IC. You can see here we have the charging IC. Now for the charging IC, nothing is wrong. The charging IC is still giving 4.2 volt. Nothing is wrong with the charging IC. Now to the backlight IC, it's not shorting. Nothing is wrong with it, it's not shorting. So it is important as a good technician to take your time to go through checking each of these IC to know whether they are functioning or not. Anyway, there's no way that you can use your multimeter to test the IC to be sure whether it's working or not. But there is a sign, okay? If the IC is still mounted on the board like this, there is a sign that you can actually know whether this IC is working or not working. You get my point now, okay? Now, let me continue. Now, what I use to detect whether the CPU is working or not working is the use of my DC power supply and the feeling of the heat, because the heat is coming out from the CPU. Okay, you get my point now? Because a lot of people do ask me, Father Joe, how do you actually know that this IC is the problem, this one is the problem? Okay, this one is not the problem. You get my point now? I use two methods to actually detect that the CPU is not working. The first method is using my DC power supply. When I injected the voltage, now voltage goes into the power IC, nothing short. Now the power IC do what? Start circulating power to the whole panel. Now the CPU is supposed to start up the screen and then send information to the backlight driver to start displaying something on the screen, but the CPU is not doing the work. That means the CPU is the problem. Okay, so that is the first thing I use to detect that the CPU is the problem. Now another thing I use to detect is the heat. Now when I turn on the phone, I discover that this something shorting. You get my point now? Something is shorting. When I turn on, my DC power supply actually consume arms. There's the arm, sorry, not consume, sorry. This phone actually consume arm. You get my point now? This phone load, it's just like something is shorting. There's a short, okay? When I turn on the phone, there's a short, okay? Whereas the phone is not displaying, nothing is coming out on the screen. The screen is not coming up, but there's a short, okay? There's a short. And now, I use that to also detect that the CPU is not working, okay? I connected the screen to be sure that because if this phone boots, it's not going to show 100 and something on the screen. It's not good, sorry, on the screen of my DC power supply, it's not going to show 100 0.010 something, okay? It's going to show about 0.1 something or 0.2 something. You get my point now? Yes, because this PCB now is capable of loading the DC power supply up to that amount of amps, okay? One thing about this DC power supply is that if you don't understand how they work, you'll not be able to understand what I'm saying, okay? So you must first of all understand how DC power supply works, but don't worry about that, okay? Don't worry about that. I will give another method that I use to detect. Remember the first method, okay? Now the second method is using the DC power supply to detect, to be sure if the CPU is the problem, okay? Now I use my DC power supply to test. Let me explain the part of the DC power supply again. So use my DC power supply to do what? To test, to be sure whether the CPU is working or not. So now I inject voltage and I short the power plus to the ground, meaning to start up the phone, okay? Now immediately my DC power supply starts showing that something in the panel, in the PCB, is shorting. Get my point now? Now I use my DC power supply to quickly detect that fault using DC power supply. You get my point now? Now the shorting voltage from the DC power supply is low. It's not that high, it's low. It's low, meaning that it's not even up to 1 amp, okay? It's about 0.100, okay? Sometimes if I turn on, it's going to show 0.098. You get my point now? Meaning that something is shorting, okay? Something is shorting. But for you to be sure that something is shorting, there are sometimes positive and negative turns on a phone. Any phone, there are sometimes positive and negative turns on a phone without NTC. The DC power supply I'm using, the cable I'm using to connect here does not have NTC. I don't know whether you get my point. Let me know in the comment section if you understand me. If you don't understand, you can let me know right now so that I'll be able to, re-explain everything again, because I want you to really get my point. Okay, now, like I said, the power flex, the cable I'm using does not have the NTC. So this phone does not supposed to on. This phone supposed not to turns on without the NTC. You get my point now? Okay, now when I tested it, I saw a shorting voltage. Now for me to be sure if this phone is working or not, I connect the screen. I hope you are hearing me right now. Please let me know if you're hearing me. I connect the screen. Now when I connect the screen, I turn on the phone. I turn on the phone to be sure. Okay, when I turn on the phone, nothing comes up. The screen did not display anything, nothing comes up. You get my point now? Okay. Since nothing comes up, that means that something is wrong. And when I connected the screen, I was expecting to see my DC power supply, showing more amp consumed from the panel. You get my point? This PCB now supposed to consume more amp because I just connected the screen. But the amp was still the same thing. You get my point? The amps consumed from this PCB, is still the same thing, okay? So that means that the phone is not turning on. So I go further and check to be sure if the phone is turning on. Now I go to the display, the backlight display. You can see the backlight. So I go here and test to be sure if there's any good output voltage. These light drivers can generate up to 40 volts. These light drivers can generate up to 40 volts. Some phones you see 20 something, some phone you see up to 40 volts. Okay, now because the LED, listen, why is because the LED that on the back side, let me show you. I don't know whether you're shocked, but I'm sure you're shocked because I just say 40 volts. Let me explain. Okay, you see this backlight now, this is backlight. Let me change my camera to the back side. Okay, so this is backlight now. Okay, so this backlight is connected in series. Yeah, afternoon. Bon, around one is here. Yeah, more going near war. Okay, before that time, yeah. Okay. So this backlight here is connected in series. Okay, it's connected in series. So now, without a large amount of voltage, let me just use the term so that everybody would understand. Okay, without a large amount of voltage, this backlight will not turn on. So that is why some people, when there's no backlight, they start to troubleshoot, and some people they normally use to connect positive from the battery to this. It will not turn on. This light will not work. It will not turn on. So it is important for you to check the backlight drivers to be sure. So I tested it and be sure. And when I tested it, I only saw 4.1 volts. 4.1 volts, meaning that the backlight IC is not generating any voltage that could turn on the screen. Okay? Now, the reason why the backlight IC is not generating any voltage that could turn on the screen, the backlight screen, is because the phone, the CPU, is not sending signal to the backlight drivers. You get my point? The backlight drivers cannot turn on the backlights without information from the CPU. Okay, you get my point now? Okay, now let's continue. Now, I tested all those points to be sure. Now, after testing all those points, I now connect my DC power supply, 4.2 volts, and 2 amps to this PCB and wait for a while. The next thing I noticed that the CPU is warming up, is heating up. So I finally detect that the CPU is the problem. Now, as a technician, there was a day I talk about reboiling. I think it was on Sunday. Yes, that if you don't know how to reboil, you get stuck on somewhere. Okay? Now, if to say I did not know how to reboil, okay? Now, I would have just packaged this phone, like couple this phone, and then yes, couple this phone and keep it for the owner to come and get it. You get my point? But since I know how to reboil, how to remove the IC and place it back, the only problem I have now is that I don't have the CPU right now. Okay, that's the only problem I have. I don't have the CPU right now. But it is important for you to know how to, first of all, troubleshoot to detect the IC that is the problem. You get my point now? So it is important for you to, first of all, understand how to troubleshoot and then detect the problem. It is important for you to know how to troubleshoot and then detect it. So there was a day I talked about understanding IC and how they work. As a good technician, you must learn to understand IC and how they work. Okay? Simple and easy. So this problem is not from the power IC. The problem is actually from the CPU. Okay? If you have any information, if you have anything you want to share with me, you're free to let me know in the comment section. You're free to let me know. So I will drop the phone now since I don't have the CPU and then move forward to the next phone. I have a lot of phones here, like I said, so move forward to the next phone. I hope you have understand me. You have understood everything that I said. Let me know. So let me get a new phone and then move forward. Where's the panel? I mean, actually, should you talk to Again, panel is something I'm saying. Yeah, welcome. You can't even get screen them. Screen them, you can't even get. That's as you know the money okay, come on, you're ah, but Ben not you. Okay, someone says here, I just started watching you. Why can't you do the video and post it as usual? I think that is okay. Yeah, but sometimes I need to go live like this and do so that you see and believe, okay? So it's not everything that I will be posting. But anyway, you can watch this video later. It's YouTube, so you'll still see this video after the live, okay? And go through it. So it's a long video. You can take your time, then you watch everything. Auntie, screen it on now. 4-5. Okay, I'm funny though. Someone says here, okay, Kimsey Jane says, thanks, I have you on my WhatsApp. I believe I can do online practice. Okay. So that's it. So let me go over to the next phone. Serious issue. Guys, so this is another phone that is showing only charging lights and it's not turning on. Okay, you can see this is a different panel. This is Infinix. Okay, this phone is only showing charging light but not turning on. So I will check deeply to know the reason why the phone is only showing charging light and not turning on. Let's proceed, okay? But before then, let me show you the charging light so that you believe me. I always like to. Okay, good. Now, let me connect button. So it's only showing charging light. Someone says here, I love your skill. I will learn from you more. Okay, Dennis A. Jewel. I love that. Someone says here, okay, Ibrahim says, how can I join your member on YouTube from Lagos? It's very simple. If you want to join my membership, it's very simple. Just click the join button, make sure you subscribe, and then you'll see join button, click join button. They will ask you for, for your Google payment method, and then you do it and you're good to go. You get my point now. That's all. And have in mind that the subscription is monthly, so it's not permanent, it's monthly. So that is it. And you can cancel it anytime you want to cancel. You can cancel the subscription anytime you want to cancel. Okay? Now, this is the plug of the phone. You can see it's only showing charging light. Let me disconnect the charger. You can see it's going off.
Yes.
And then it comes on again, but nothing comes out, and the phone is not even turning on. So this is a problem. Oh my god, there's no power flex for the phone. Let me proceed. The phone is not turning on. So first thing here is checking and be sure if it is from the CPU or the power IC. It is very important for you to check and be sure if it is from the power IC or any other thing at all. So first of all, I need to clean the PCB and then I proceed. Yeah. Very serious. I am to the result. I don't know. I did good go. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Just I wanted to locate your office, but I don't know the exact name of this thing. I'm at this Mayman in now. Akwa Ibom. Bipolar is. Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know, I mean,
strings on my head, like.
Okay, remember you have available. Oh,
You on like yesterday. I really stressed myself. I'm going to go and think and I'm actually okay. Face the one. Yeah, the light rate towards that mood. So yesterday night I did not even sleep. I was praying. The second degree I had around that place.
just look at Nancy and Mom go working food. Jay. Okay. Egg boom bond doing. Just look at. Very, very bad.
No, you know, they do a little boy.
Okay.
That's a 5-2 beats. Can I fix it?
Okay, I see. Yeah, but okay. It's true, it's true.
The screen is not
Thank you. No. Bandera and get to Akamba.
Nangi boots the part of the CPU, my one.
Okay. Okay, the phone.
Last week I treated malaria, so I don't even know. Those have been got enough medicine. Make everyone test this so that you don't know.
How do you say this?
Bos,
Yeah.
si di panel ini. Kan dia kan ternyata panel itu.
Okay.
Need to do one. Checking it.
Okay. Open it.
The panel not do. So one was working.
Mm.
One was working.
Then get it open.
This now.
Okay.
This one.
So. Okay. Open it.
Let me try launching this.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not going to have a sword. Once I reach a real more for another.
Okay. Sorry.
Bongo motor as early as 8 something. Now we man for me on the phone today on about almost 800 on the fixed screen. And you fix the market. What that phone? Can you want to be
Even more. It's not easier. Sorry. Okay. No problem.
This Polaris Banado ever experience of color.
Ada ke after Agbanento. Yes. Between most people about the way I got killed, there was something or okay, now I'm doing. Most of war. Most of the power city now. Okay, guys, about technical. The next year we do, I will attack boss room, move on attack boss room, out of the Agbanento street. Who won't again? If I am not here, I think most of them from technical, you must go me. Yeah, I am on the bank like I'm on. Okay, no. Okay, Son Wazunga says next time show us how to identify bad resistor. Okay, I will. My technician, I'm taking my time to look to see if there's any physical damage because you know they have already worked on this panel before. PCB, they have already worked on it before. You can see some places that was crashed. You can see everything right here. You know, like this place, you can see. So I'm trying to check to be sure, you know, if it is still connecting or not. You get my point now. So I'm going to use my multimeter to test to be sure if it is still connecting, if there's any place that is disconnected. So my technician, if you check this place here, you can see some small points here. If you check this place here, you also see. So they cut it off. So I want to check and be sure. This is negative. It's also negative. This is also negative. Let me check this side too. Alright, technician, so let me connect this to power and see. Right here, this is positive. You can see this is positive. So I'll connect this to positive. Okay, make sure you set it to 4.2. Don't forget, and then connect it. Okay, now the next thing is for me to turn on the phone to see if it's going to turn on. Well, attention, you can see the reading. By the technician, you can see that the power IC is working, the CPU is working, but the phone is not turning on. You can see very well. You can see now it's back to 0. Good. So thank God that the power IC is working and the CPU is also working. So let me check if there's any capacitor or anything that is disturbing. Let me check. Now let me fix the panel and see if it's going to turn on. If not, I'll start heating up everything. Want to be sure. Now battery power is 3 point. Battery power is 3.7. You can see. Now let me try to turn on the phone. Let me take the battery power again. Still 3 point something. My technician, I will soon tell you the problem of this phone. I'm still checking. My technician, the CPU is not working. This is caused by the CPU. Still the same issue. The CPU is not working. The CPU is not shorting, but it's not starting up. Get my point now. This power IC right here is still working. Nothing is wrong. I even heat up and then shake it to be sure that it's still connecting very well. Nothing is wrong. Now, this is CPU. The CPU is not starting. Okay, the CPU right here is not starting. So this is the problem why the phone is not working. This is the problem why the phone is not working. The first one was CPU. You can see, according to the person who brought this phone, he told me that they have tried every means to work it out, but still not working. So I'll try and get this CPU so that I will change it and this phone will turn on. Okay, I'll try and check it. And now let me go to the next phone. I have a lot of phone. Let me go through all of them. I want you guys to learn, so don't skip this video. Make sure you stay tuned so that you watch a lot of my videos. I want you guys to learn a lot. Now let me go to the next video or to the next phone. Let me drop this one. So this is a Techno Y2. This is Techno Y2. So this phone was not booting. The problem of this phone is booting. This phone was not booting. So I removed the CPU and the eMMC IC. So I'm going to get it from the same panel and put it here. It's going to work 100%. Guys, that time wasted. Let me proceed. If you have any question, let me know. So that time wasted, let me start. So I'll get the CPU here. So this is where I will get the CPU. No.
Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all got it. Yeah.
Yeah.